So Max Blumenthal went to this TruCon thing today. The Truman Project was created to cultivate rabidly pro-war, socially progressive Democratic politicians and policymakers. It's sponsored by the hoo-hoos of arm makers and security contractors. Boy, it could only be more despicable if they held this meeting in Nagasaki. But anyway, here, so he goes into it, and they had everybody's badges, and they had their right pronouns, right? So that was nice.
Put on your badges, everyone.
So look who it is. Look who it is. Here's what happened.
Bent on overthrowing the U.S. government. And members of Congress who were sympathetic.
Rachel, this speech is boring and paranoid. Can you explain why you promoted the Steele? Why did you promote the Steele dossier, which has been proven to be a lie? Why did you promote the lie of Russian bounties? Can you ever be held accountable for the lies you told Americans for years and years and years?
The camera view.
You lied to Americans for years.
Let's go.
Silence is violence, Rachel.
You're out.
Silence is violence, Rachel.
Here you go. You want my badge?
Thank you.
Here you go.
Did he demand your pronouns?
So they got about. This is my favorite. She looked at your name tag as you walked up to her. She was trying to be like, "Look, I'm not scared of you." I like how he says, "Who are you and how did you get into this echo chamber?" That's what she's asking. Because that's all it is, right? And so then Max was hauled out, and here's how she handled it after Max got hauled out, right? But here's how she handles it, right? So they were cheering that Max left, and now she says this.
Coming to a Substack newsletter near you.
Got him.
Max, you're not on corporate TV that's funded by banks, the military-industrial complex, and big pharma. Why aren't you on? That's why you're a dummy. That's what she's saying.
If Harry Truman were here.
So tell me what TruCon is. First of all, it's called fucking TruCon. It's called TruCon. What is TruCon, Max?
Well, first of all, it's a true con. Second of all, it is the conference of the Truman Center, which started out as the Truman National Security Project. And as you can see, it's sponsored by Global Merchants of Death and like Beacon Global Strategies, which is a consulting firm that advises both Republican and Democratic national security hardliners. So the Uniparty, Palantir, you can see there, they do predictive policing, pre-crime surveillance. They're founded by Peter Thiel. You would thought these people hate Peter Thiel, but they just like surveillance more, I guess.
Again, Palantir, I mean, people aren't nerds. That's from the Lord of the Rings, that the wizard that was bad, it was a crystal ball he looked in that you can't look in because it turns you evil. And then he did become evil. And it was too dangerous for anyone to have. That's what that's named after.
Well, that's what the Truman Project or Truman Center does is like, if you're like a openly gay milquetoast Democratic mayor of South Bend, Indiana, you're getting a first-class ticket to Washington, and you're going to have meetings with insiders, and they are going to write your foreign policy speech when you run for president. They help create Pete Buttigieg and many other people. And so all the people in that conference are trying to kind of network, and many of them are minorities or openly gay people who want to work in the Pentagon or work for national security contractors or the CIA, whatever.
We need more psychopaths of color.
Pretty much like they want to mass murder as many people of color abroad as possible, but doing so in the name of what they call DEI or diversity, DIE, diversity, inclusion, and equity. Or was it DEI? Anyway,
DEI.
Maddow was the keynote speaker. And, Maddow's speech was all about, it was so boring. And it was like.
What did you say at the first line?
His first line was, Maddow, this speech is boring and paranoid.
That was my favorite part.
I give a little review. And she starts her speech at like Lake Geneva in 1931. The editor of Time magazine didn't like Jews in New York, so he moved there and started getting bags of cash from German Nazi sympathizers. And you can see where it's going. Then he opposed World War II. So she's building up to, if you oppose the Ukraine proxy war, you're a Nazi. You're probably getting paid by Russia. And then she started at the end, bringing it home, and she was summoning the waterworks. Here's why this really matters.
She was crying like that.
A prosecutor, she was like, you could see her summoning fake emotion. A prosecutor refuses to go after a president for political expediency, and we've been infiltrated by foreign powers. And that's when I just kind of got up and was like, enough of this crap.
Oh my God. Oh my God. There's gotta be a recording of that speech.
There is. Yeah, you can just watch the live stream at the Truman Center. It's absolutely bonkers. But at the same time, it's so boring, and it has that gosh golly gee willikers kind of style of Maddow that makes me want to have a seizure. And you could also just see in the sycophancy of the crowd.
Like they don't care that the Steele dossier was complete bullshit. They don't care that
we know it's boring and paranoid. It's our ASMR to hear that.
Yes.
You could hear a woman yelling, "You're not welcome here," when the security guards like pounce on me. That was the sort of sycophantic mentality.
In fairness, it sounds like you weren't.
I wasn't.
She was right.
I think I'm the first reporter to ask Rachel Maddow about the lies she pushed.
Yeah, no one. Rachel Maddow. These people don't go anywhere to be questioned or asked a question of. Rachel Maddow has a $30 million fucking condo and another $40 million house in Northampton, and I think those numbers are accurate, by the way. And so someone check me on them. But yeah, she doesn't go. I'm sure, much like Howard Stern, I'm sure she drives into a building. She doesn't have to park on the street. She drives in and an elevator takes her up to her office and the doors open and no one's allowed to even make eye contact with her. I'm sure that's where she is right now. I mean, but what's interesting, she wasn't wearing the Megyn Kelly fake eyelashes, was she?
No,
it's interesting. That's only for TV. I wonder if she wears it on date night.
She was trying to be sort of personable, and she's like, "I'm going to give a speech that's really wacky and weird, and I'm just a nerdy scholar. And,
I'm a wonk.
Yeah, and I'm one of you. I'm a person too."
And people fall for it. People fall for it. People really think. I thought Rachel Maddow was on the up and up until Russiagate, and then I was like, "Oh, this son of a bitch."
If she's such a nerd, how come the name Palantir she doesn't know that reference that I know?
She's at a thing funded by weapons manufacturers, and she doesn't give a shit that she's actually ramping up people's fervor for more war. That's a gay person doing that. People are like, wait, homosexuals could be big lying fucking war pigs?
God's angels on this earth.
God's angels on there. I thought if you were gay, if you were a woman and you liked licking other women, that made you a good person morally. That makes you
the best person. That's better
than anything could be. But turns out, no, you could also be a horrible person and a lesbian.
Well,
I didn't know that you could be the worst kind of person in the world, which is what Rachel Maddow is, fucking tricking people into being for mass slaughter for corporate profit, which is why she has a $35 million contract. You know how much money that is? That's $100,000 a day. Yeah, they pay Rachel Maddow right now to make sure that we have wars, and that's what she's doing.
She calls herself a lesbian, but she sure sucks a lot of corporate dick.
She certainly does suck a lot of corporate. And so I want to show you also interrupted someone else, right?
This is what I wanted to do with Maddow.
You wanted to ask her a question. You wanted to ask her a question.
She doesn't do Q&A. Like I'm not trying to interrupt. I just want to put my point of view forward in a polite fashion. And I was looking for Maddow. It was like I don't know how they snuck her in there. Like she really is determined not to interact with human beings.
She probably doesn't want a bunch of people to know she did this. This is like a gig. This is probably like a high-paying gig for her, and she's smart enough, piece of shit. So she's smart enough to know some people will go like, "You were at what?" Even in her echo chamber, some people are going to notice you're at a weapons thing.
You're at a thing sponsored by the weapon. Yeah, even people in her echo chamber.
Remember what come out? The celebrities would play a dictator's birthday. Like Nicki Minaj went to the Fiji Islands. Yeah, that's her version of it.
Yes, this is it.
Totally. And
how much do you think she got paid for this, Max? What do you think she got paid for that? She gets
50, 100.
If she gets 100,
she came to Washington.
If she gets 100,000 a day just to do her regular job,
not enough to have her set trash the way Max did.
We have a new sponsor, and it's CB Distillery. It's called CB Distillery, and you know what you use CBD for. You could use it for, this is called daytime synergy, ladies and gentlemen. And Steph's been actually
That's
using
been the one that I've been using.
So, Steph, you've been using this daytime synergy.
Yes.
And you take a little dropper and you put it like this, and then you put it under your tongue.
And you count for like 45 seconds, and then you'll swallow it.
Oh, is that what you do?
You put it like about 30 to 45 seconds under your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The flavor's fine.
Again, it tastes
smooth
in a good way, like fresh cut grass. I know that sounds bad, but it's good. In a good way. And so, Steph, you've been using it. Have you noticed a difference?
You know what? I like to think I have noticed a difference. I haven't taken something like that.
Have you noticed a difference?
Yes, I have.
What's the difference?
I feel like I have more energy, especially in the afternoon. When I start like kind of fading, I feel more focused.
Oh, so you have noticed a difference?
Yeah.
You've been taking the CBD oil. She has. This morning you told me you had more energy.
Yep.
So she said she has more energy and more focus. So I have just started taking it. And I think I feel calmer because of my therapy and my therapist. But maybe it's the CBD oil. Who knows? But I have been less stressed. I know that. But again, I don't know if it's the CBD oil. It's because I've been doing this kind of reading books and Carl Jung stuff. But we'll see. They have all kinds of stuff, by the way. So the website is cbddistillery.com. The CB Distillery. So the letter, well, we're going to put it up. And so there it is right there, cbdistillery.com. And if you go there, use the promo code Jimmy, you get 20% off. But it's good for, so you know what CBD is good for. They also have creams and stuff. Can you give me the cream? So they also have these creams and CBD balm, it's called. So you can put some of this, like, I'm going to start putting it on my neck, and I'll let you know how it works.
It's supposed to provide relief, warming, and cooling, and contains essential oils.
Oh, I like how it smells. Oh, it smells like spearmint. I like it. It smells like Wrigley chewing gum. Anyway, so put some of this on my neck, see how it works. So if you're into CBD and you like CBD cream and CBD oil, they have all their stuff. They have all kinds of stuff. Go to cbdistillery.com. Use the promo code Jimmy. You get 20% off. You get to get CBD stuff, and you get to support the show. So thanks for supporting the show. Hey, everybody. Only $10 to go see my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny, at jimmydore.com. And come see us do a live show. We're going to be in Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Connecticut, Bakersfield, California, Baltimore, San Francisco, Huntington Beach, Rosemont, and Chicago, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and more. We're going to be in New York, Stamford, Connecticut, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, San Diego, everywhere. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all our tickets.